So Evan, we just finished up another successful collaboration, getting out both our consumer products and retail outlooks. A lot of exciting content this year, at least I'm excited about it. I did want to ask you though, there's been a lot of talk about affordability, K-shaped economy. We at Deloitte have been talking about the value-seeking consumer,
Yep.
and we've got some research showing that about half of consumers globally are considered value seekers. They're doing cost-conscious things. They're deal-driven purchases. They're trading off convenience in order to save a little bit of money. You work, of course, with both retail and consumer products clients,
Yep.
and I'm curious, like, what are you seeing from them? How are they adapting to this new value-seeking consumer?
Well, if you take a look at the retailers, you have people in higher demographics moving to shop in giant department stores and staying, right,
Mm-hmm.
because they like the value and price. I don't think we're going to see a shift back from that. I think people are really looking to make the most out of their kind of hard-earned dollars. From a consumer products perspective, what they need to figure out is where do they bring value, right? I do think you're going to need to see more from the consumer products companies in specifically targeting where they're going to bring the highest value to consumers.
We had 35% of high-income consumers globally are kind of considered value seekers. So it's not just, one segment of the market. Sticking with this retail consumer products thing, one of our takeaways is that the value chain that they formed together is kind of up for renegotiation right now. How do you see them finding new, better ways to really collaborate?
It's both symbiotic and chaotic at the same time. They have long history in the value chain of the CP companies and the retailers working together. Retailers being on the front end, right, actually serving the customer more directly in most cases.
Right.
The CP companies knowing that they need to get a better perspective on what the consumers are doing, where they're buying and what they're buying. I think we're going to see the continued tension that's been existent for, hundreds of years or 100 years plus since the advent of modern retailing and consumer products companies.
Yeah. There's a little ray of sunshine in our reports is that we have cases where they did find new ways of collaborating. They've been pretty successful. They found ways to share data, do joint planning, joint product development even, can really pay off for them.
The more they can collaborate and share prospect of delivering consumers what they're looking for, the better off they'll be.
Well, a couple months ago, I was at an investor conference, and it seemed like the buzzword there, almost every other CEO speaker was talking about focus, focus, focus. In our survey, we found that 85% of the executives in the survey thought that a kind of more focused category killer kind of model was going to outcompete some of the large aisle spanning conglomerates out there. How are you seeing both our retail and consumer products clients adapting to this idea of focus?
Yeah, I think the consumer product companies are looking across their portfolios. And because many of them have absorbed the cost of the inflation that we've seen over the past few years, it's hit them, kind of on the bottom line. So you see a lot of cost cutting. They're looking to shed assets in their portfolio that aren't necessarily kind of keeping up with the level of profitability that they're looking for, and then to double down in areas where consumers really, really want that focus from them in kind of net new products or enhanced, lines of existing products. From a retail perspective, again, focus on what your consumer wants most from you, and how do you do that most effectively, and work across your kind of partners across the value chain to make sure that you can successfully deliver what the consumer wants, when they want it, where they want it.
That's great. Well, thank you very much. It's great to talk to you. Great to publish together.
Thanks,
And
Justin.
thank you very much, Evan.